So today is the fun day. Today is we get to talk about creating a life that truly honors us and working through the manifesting process. So we are creators. We do have this gift within us to create. And one of the things that when it comes to manifesting, there are all kinds of myths out there and things that we're told or different beliefs that are out there when it comes to manifesting. So I thought I would kind of go through before we start into the creation process. I would go through and I would break down some of these myths that are out there about manifesting so that we can get really clear on what it is, what it isn't, and how to truly use this tool that's been given to us to the best of our ability. So one of the biggest things that a myth is that positive thinking will get us what we want. And I don't know about you, but just thinking happy-go-lucky thoughts and thinking about what I want isn't enough. It's a start and it's definitely a tool in our arsenal. About the same time, think about this. If our thoughts instantly created what we wanted, there's a lot of times where I think really dark things like, oh, I hope I don't go off the highway here, or oh, I hope nobody robs my house. You know, we have lots of fears that enter our minds. And if we focus on those thoughts for even a second and they created and they became manifested, that would be kind of a scary thing. So thank goodness for that it takes more than just thinking things for things to happen in our lives. Positive thinking alone won't get us there. And that's okay. I mean, it definitely helps to raise our vibration, like we talked about yesterday, to get us to those higher levels. But it isn't just the one and only way to get to manifesting, and it's more involved in that. Another thing that we talk, that when you go down this road of learning about manifesting is vision boards, and how if you create this board, all these things will happen in your life. Vision boards can be very powerful. They're a great tool to have. But again, it's not the only thing. I mean, if you just throw a bunch of things that you want on a vision board and you don't do anything else, well, it's pretty likely that those things aren't going to happen for you. Because it does. It takes a little bit more focus and more getting to that heart space and having those beliefs within us. So just slapping some things on a poster board and hanging it up in your house, it's great. I love it because it does help you to focus on the things that you do want, but it is not the only tool and the only way to get to creating the life that we love. All right, another thing that is kind of gets mumbled and jumbled is we manifest what we want. When we put things in a place of want, when you think about things that you want, do you have them? You keep them in an energy of wanting. So they're always away from you. They're always far away from you. But when you can get into a place of, okay, getting very clear on what you want and what you desire, and then focusing that energy on becoming and getting emotionally in that space of what it feels like to have those things that you want. So you want to be in a position and an energy of having and being as opposed to wanting. Does that make sense? Because when we keep things at wanting or needing, there's a kind of a negative energy there. But we want to be in I am this, I am becoming this, I have this. You want to have that be in a present tense and not stay in a wanting energy. All right, here's another one. You manifest all by yourself. You're all alone in this journey of manifesting. That is a complete myth and something you do not want to stay in. One of my favorite stories that I heard that really illustrates this point is there was a man who it was a huge flood, and he was standing on a roof and he was praying to be saved. And so he's sitting there, he's praying, he's like, God, please help me. And so along comes a man in a rowboat, and asks him to hop into the rowboat. And the man says, you know what? God's got me. I'm on. I don't need your help. I'm good. God's got me. And so the man still stands there, keeps praying. Next minute, a speedboat pulls up. Hey, let me help you. I've got the speedboat. We can get to a safe area. Again, the man's like, no, I have my God. He's going to come and he's going to save me. And the speedboat goes on. And now the water is getting really high. It's getting really scary. And he keeps praying. And next, a helicopter with a rope comes and says, hey, I'm here. We got you. We'll get you out of here. And the man says, nope, I'm good. God's got me. And so the helicopter moves on. And he passes through to the pearly gates because he didn't get the help from God that he thought he was going to get in the way that he thought he was going to get it. And God's like, I was there. I sent you a rowboat. I sent you a speedboat. I sent you a helicopter. I was there. I showed up for you. So sometimes we think things are going to look a certain way, that we think it's going to come in a certain way, but people will show up in your life at the time that you need them, in the way that you need them. So you do not manifest alone. This whole universe, this whole world conspires with you. And people will show up exactly when they need to show up in your life to help you to get where you want to be. And when we put so much energy on something looking a certain way, that's a lot of attachment and a lot of resistance we're building when we do that. So we've got to let go of that and have faith and trust that things are going to show up however they show up. We don't have to worry about the how. That's not our job. It's our job to get clear on what we desire. Okay, another thing is visualizations are all you need. Yes, daydreaming is super important, and it's visualizing is a fantastic tool, because one of the greatest things that we have as a tool as we create is our imagination. Two of our greatest tools that are given to us in our youth. That's our imagination and our need to, and our play and our playfulness and our fun. And those are things that as we get older, as adults, we lose. But we need that ability to be imaginative, to be creative. And we also need to be playful and have fun and allow ourselves to be in that playful, fun state. Because when we're in a playful state, I don't know about you, when I'm playing with my kids or I'm doing something that I love that is playful and fun, I'm up immediately at a higher vibration than if I'm not. So those are really things so visualizing is important, but it's also one of our tools in our tool belt. It's not the all. We can't just sit there and daydream all day and expect these things to come to us. It's just one of our tools. And it's a powerful tool, but it's just one of the tools. Another thing is we have to obsess and we have to fixate and we have to focus so hard on what we want and what we desire. Manifesting is easy. What's hard is releasing resistance to things that we want. We kind of talked to us about a little bit earlier, is manifesting is easy. What's hard is letting go and surrendering and allowing these things to flow to ourselves, because we will put these things out there and we'll focus and then we just hold on to it for dear life. And it's our whole life will be happy when we get to this point. But that's not how manifesting works. We get clear on what we desire. We partner, we put it out there, and then we have faith and we believe that these things are going to come to us, and we let go and we become and allow ourselves to be in harmony with the universe and allow these good things to come to us. But you got to let go. When you're in that, when we talk about this, when you're in that constant state of need and want, you're choking your cheek. Just you want to let go and release and allow. That's one of the hardest things, especially if you are a type A personality or a control person. letting go and allowing things to flow to you. And also getting to a place where you know you're worthy to allow these things to come into our life. Sometimes we have these, that's why our story is so important, is because these stories are also blocking these things from flowing because we don't actually believe that we're worthy of these things coming to us. Or that it's, or we doubt. We have these doubts and we fear, these fears that these things that we desire will actually come to us. All right. Okay, another myth is that manifesting is all about the money. Sometimes all we think about when you think about the word manifesting is, getting that boat you want, or the fancy house, or the millions of dollars. But really, manifesting is creating like more of what I think the word abundance gets kind of a bad rap. Yes, you want to be financially free. You want to be financially independent. That's important because when we're free financially, that takes off a lot of stress. A lot of stress is relieved when we're in a place of financial freedom and financial abundance. But we want abundance in all of areas of our life. Abundance of joy, abundance of peace. And we can get there through this manifesting process. So when we think it's all about the money, we kind of block that ability to bring in these other beautiful things that are actually even more meaningful to us and to our soul than just the money. But money is important too. Okay? We need that to fill more peace in our lives for sure. Okay. And we have to be in control. Here's the thing is, like, we kind of, all these myths kind of tend to blend together, but we can rewrite our lives, but we also have to get clear on what we desire, and we write these things out and we fill into them, and then we let go and we allow things to show up for us in a way that we might not have thought of. So many times I see this a lot of times with people who are trying to, especially with relationships. They think, oh my goodness, I want this one person. This one person will make my heart so happy. That's exactly who I want in my life. But that's not how it works, because that one person might not be who is meant for you. And the universe and God knows who is meant for you. So when you release all those attachments and you say, you know what, I want a person that loves me for who I am, that appreciates me for who I am, that is going to make me feel good about myself and to help me to rise to be a better person as well. And then we let go of everything else. We're able to really be in the place of like, okay, now we kind of know what she wants and we'll bring it to her. But when we put all these little specifications on things, we can put blocks up on our manifesting process. So it's really important to let those go and to allow and really more feel into what we want that person or that thing to look like and what to feel like as we're creating this process. And another thing is manifesting is a one and done. Manifesting is a daily practice. It's something that we are creating every day of our lives. Whether we like it or not, we create daily. So it's not just something like, I want this house, or I want this job, or I want this relationship, or I want this much money in my bank, and then we're done. That's not how it works. It's a constant process. And we move forward by doing these things a little bit better every day. So those are kind of some of the things that kind of hold people back with manifesting and in the process. So does anyone have any questions about any of that? That was a lot I just threw at you. You can ask in the chat if you'd like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as we go over today. Did everyone get a printable today? Okay. Okay, so there we go. Here's today's printable. And I kind of wanted to go over how the process of manifesting goes. So first of all, our thoughts. It's very important to really get quiet and think about what we want in our lives. Think about what we desire and to really go quiet. So there's our ego mind, and then there's our higher self mind. Our ego is controlled by a lot of the programming that we've had throughout our lives. They're the ones that tell us that we're not good enough, that they put blocks on us, and our ego keeps us in a safe spot. That's our job. Our ego's job is to keep us safe. So it's going to, oh, don't do that. That's too scary. Don't do that. That's thinking too big. We don't want to do that. That's where ego is. It has done a great job of keeping you safe, but it's time to say, you know what, ego, backseat. I'm going to get quiet and really listen to my higher self, the self that knows exactly why I'm here on this earth and what I am meant to do and how I'm meant to show up. So when we can quiet that mind, the ego mind, and we can really get quiet and start to listen to our higher self, that's when we truly become a co-creator and we start to get a clear idea of what it is that we do want and what that looks like for us here. So you really want to think and you want to visualize. When you're thinking about all these things that you desire, visualize what that looks like. How does it feel like? What smells are there? What colors are there? What feelings are there? What emotions are tied to this thing that you want in your life? Really focus on how you're going to feel when this thing comes into your life. And that's the visualized processing. This is where you use your imagination and you focus. And then we get into belief. This is where you have to take the step and believe and have trust that what you desire will come to you and you believe in it. You get all giddy about it. It's like you ask for this Christmas gift and you know you're going to get it. And it's coming because you are worthy and you desired it. So it's going to come because you did the process of knowing exactly what is meant for you. So you know that you're in alignment and you're asking for something that you are worthy of. And my dears, you are worthy of anything you desire in this life. Those desires would be put in your heart if they were not meant for you. So know that you are worthy of these things that you want. And then you've got to get into this space of belief and get all excited and giddy about it and you know these things are coming and you're so happy about it. And then you're going to say these things. And this is where when we get to the part where we're creating today, you're going to write these. So when we go to these different categories and I give you guys the time to practice, you're going to write these things out as if they're in present tense, as if they've already happened. And I want you to take your little paper that you created today that we'll work on in just a minute. And I want you to read it every day. Sometimes it's great to read it first thing in the morning. And then the hour before you go to bed is magical time because you're putting into your mind and your subconscious mind these ideas so that as you go to sleep and you turn to your subconscious mind, you get to focus on working these things out with your subconscious mind. Because we all know our conscious mind doesn't necessarily run the show. Our unconscious mind does. So if we can get to that programming, while we're sleeping and really start to reprogram, that's powerful. So I would write these stories out, read them first thing in the morning so you're energized and you're feeling into them throughout the day, and then read them again at night. And then that way you can kind of work on, our minds are crazy powerful. The way that we can tap into them and reprogram them is crazy. And if you look at the way that we've been programmed throughout our lives through media, through all these different things, it's wild. So our brains are way more capable and have more power than we've ever thought possible. So don't let the sell yourself short. You can program your brain to believe these things about yourself. Okay, so we get to do the fun part. What do you want? We'll first go and spend a couple of minutes on what do you want your relationships to look like? That with your spouse, with your children, maybe grown children, wherever you're at in life. So yes, what you're supposed to write is what you want in each of these categories and write them as if they're already happening. So, you know, if you want to work on a relationship with a spouse, you might write, me and my husband are in the most beautiful space. We have a fun, free relationship where we talk and we communicate and we are on the same page in our lives and we love and we're passionate and we have fun together, whatever it is that you want that relationship to look like, or with your children, or I'm connected to my children. I know their needs. They feel safe coming to me. I'm able to anticipate what they might need from me and I'm there for them. I show up for them. And we have an open family filled with love and light and joy that radiates the walls within our home. That might be how you might want to write them up. Those are some of the things I personally, when I'm writing these out myself, are things that I like to focus on. That the walls of within our home are filled with love and acceptance and joy and peace. That my kids always feel safe. And they always feel comfortable speaking to me. Okay. Moving on to money and finances. So when it comes to money and finances, it might be that you have a goal of a certain amount that you want to bring into your family every month, or you want to be like, maybe you have accumulated a lot of debt. And so with wording, it's very important that you put it in a present tense, but also you want to make sure you're not using any negative language. And what I mean by that is like, I want to have no debt. Okay, so you're focusing on no. So you want to focus more on the emotions of I want to financial freedom. I want to be able to travel and purchase the things my family need from a place of freedom and peace. And we always have more than we need. Those are kind of the things that you might want to focus on and the verbiage that you might want to use when you're writing out the money and finance sector. This is really more about the emotion and the feelings you want to have with this relationship with your money and your finances. You want money to be easy. You want it to flow easily into your family. Doing something that you love. Okay, now moving on to career and life's work. This is really just kind of your passion in life. And, if you're a stay-at-home mom or wherever you're at, because everyone's life work is going to look different. You might have a charity that you're passionate about that you want to volunteer with and you feel like you're called to work in. It might be that for you. If it's your career, are you in a job that honors you and that you love and that you're excited about? If not, nowadays there are a million and one ways to make money. There are so many opportunities out there. So you don't have to be stuck in the traditional 9-to-5 job like we've had to do for so many years. There are so many avenues and doors that are open and available these days. The traditional lifestyle is shifting and changing before our eyes. And that's a beautiful, wonderful thing, especially for those who want to stay home with their kids, because there's so many opportunities available to you. There's so many great companies that you could partner with that speak to you and that you're passionate about. But doing something every day that brings you joy and that you're passionate about is a huge way to raise your vibration and to keep you in a higher state. All right, my favorite topic, health and wellness. This is where it gets fun. I always get told that I look a lot younger than I am. And I honestly think it's because I've always told myself that I'm like a fine wine. I keep getting better with age. And I like to joke a lot that I'm youthful and vital and I'm not aging at all. I'm a vampire, age backwards. I just say funny things like that all the time. But when you look at me and my sister, people will always think that I'm the younger one. Don't tell her that. She spends a lot of money on Botox. I don't. But I just have a really youthful energy and I focus on saying to myself every day that I'm youthful, I'm vital, I'm young. And I think that helps. I might be crazy, it might be in my head, but it's showing up in my face and it's showing up in my appearance. But you have control. You are what you believe you are. So focus on, I want to be my body is healthy and vibrant. I love moving my body. I love eating foods that are tasty and healthy and delicious and nutritional for me. I love my body. I feel at peace in my body. Or if you kind of have an idea of what you want I think everybody has an internal blueprint weight that your body is most comfortable at. And that might be different for everybody. And it's really kind of going inward and speaking to your soul and being like, okay, what's my blueprint weight? What weight is my body meant to be at? And so maybe if you know what that weight is, write that out. I'm so excited to be at my blueprint weight of this. It feels so good to be at this weight, and I feel confident in my skin again. I lost this weight and I was able to get off my medication, so I don't need it anymore. Because our bodies are magical. We can heal ourselves. We can heal our bodies. And most of it has nothing to do with drugs. Okay, now we move on to spirituality and faith. What would you want your relationship to look like there? Maybe it's I wake up every morning and I meditate, I pray, and I spend time communing, and I have that connection every day. I have a spirit in my life and it feels so good. See how this feels a little bit different than just goal setting? It's really getting to the emotion of what you want these relationships and the areas of your life to look like. So many times we set these smart goals and they're just taking things off the sheet, and you're not really getting at the heart that you truly desire within your heart. Okay. Now moving on to your lifestyle and adventure. This is where you can have fun. If you could live, the best way to describe this section when you're really writing out what you do want is if you could close your eyes and think about your perfect day and what that would look like. That's what you can write here. So maybe it's like, I get to travel all over the world with the people I love, and we're seeing beautiful parts of the country that we always wanted to, or I'm having fun every day discovering new parts of our city, or I wake up every morning and I'm able to do exactly what I love. I get to sit by my fireplace and read a good book every day. And I have the freedom to do that. Or I get to take hot bubble baths every night and relax because I can do that. It's creating a life that is exactly what you want and is filled with what you desire. Okay. And then on this overall section, I want you guys to spend some time and focus on what your life, if you could change things within your life and we really focus and we dive in and we do all these manifesting things together, how would your life be different in a whole year? So get creative, Use your imagination. How could your life shift and change in a year? And what would you like to have your life look like and be different from in a year? If you need to go onto the notes page, go for it. You can almost like write to a letter to yourself. Like, oh my goodness, it's been a year and so much has changed. And this is what has changed for me. Feels good to dream big. And don't let your ego mind hold you back there. You start to hear your inner mean girl pipe up. Tell her to be quiet. Right. So as we're kind of wrapping this up, if you need to come back to it and spend more time on it, that's totally fine too. But your homework for the next little bit is to take these notes and this life that you created for yourself today. And like I said, read it first thing in the morning, have that be part of your morning. Like that's, if you really want to change your life, the most important things I can say to you are start your day and have a good, strong morning routine. And be really careful with what you spend the last hour of your night. If you're spending the last hour of your night and you're watching shoot 'em up shows or really dark energy, or it's crazy. Let me just stop this share here. My husband loves like crime shows. And I was noticing that like we were watching these shows and I would just feel really anxious. Like I have all this like anxiety. I go to bed and I'd just be really anxious, like worried. I'd have really weird, anxious, weird dreams. And I realized it was the shows that we were watching before we went to bed. So now I'm like, you can watch those on your own time. That's fine. But when we're watching a show before bed, I have to make sure it's a high vibe show. One that's gonna give me a little lift or a boost. Something that's gonna make me smile and feel good about life. Those are the type of shows you want to watch before bed. So be very, very careful. Definitely do not watch the news before you go to bed. Don't pay bills before you go to bed. Those are the things you want to avoid during that beautiful golden hour before bed. This is the time where you could meditate. You could watch a great show that's uplifting and has good energy. Listen to really good music. Spend some special time with your spouse. That's a really great way to raise your vibration before bed. But it's really important that you have this great energy before you go to bed and before you get into that subconscious mind, so you're at a good place before you go to bed. So great strong morning routine. And morning routine for me is I wake up, I meditate, I don't look at my phone. That's really hard because that's the first thing we want to do is like get right on there and check social media. We want to check our mail, see anything big happen through the night. And so don't look at your phone, don't check social media, don't look at anything. This is your time first. And you get quiet, you meditate, you pray, maybe you are into scripture reading, so you read scriptures. A really big thing that I do every day is I journal after I meditate. And my journaling looks a little bit different than most. I do a whole page and I call it my appreciation rampage, where I just go on, like, I'll just fill a whole page with all the beautiful things in my life that I'm grateful for. And it's amazing when I put all that focus on gratitude and what I'm grateful for and all the beautiful things that are showing up for me, I attract even more of that. I become a magnet. Because I'll tell you, on the days where I do that versus the days that I don't, there's a difference in my own energy and the way that I feel, and also how my day flows. My days flow much more easily and in alignment on the days that I spend, and I actually do my morning routine. And then of course, I go work out. I move my body. So that's how I start my day every morning. You know, do what works for you, but definitely you want to make sure you really want to build a good start foundation to your day. You want to meditate and get quiet. There are lots of really great guided meditations out there that are available to you, or I will walk you through a really simple one in just a minute here that I do every morning, and I just kind of helps me connect. And if you're familiar with chakras, I am once I've learned about chakras and kind of how they are, these are energy centers. Our bodies are energy. And if we focus on each of these energy centers and we open them up, we allow really good energy to flow throughout us throughout the day. So every morning I'll go through and I'll connect to the light and I'll do a clearing of my chakras. And so that I become alignment with the energy of God. And it's gone through every energy center. And in each of these energy centers, this might be a little woo-woo, but it's amazing once I open my mind and allowed it to kind of think in a different way, how much it means to me and how much it actually has changed my life. The chakras have been around for eons. And there's even talk of them in the Bible and how these energy centers were used for healing. So it's really important to understand your chakras and how they work. So we'll go through and I'll kind of walk you through in the meditation of how we connect and we clear these. And that's a great way to start your day every morning, is just doing a quick little clearing of your energy centers and focusing them on connecting and being connected. And so as far as using your manifesting tools, you'll read your creation in the morning and at night before you go to bed, and really focus on the words that you're putting out there. The two most important and magical words in this world are I am. And what you put behind I am are powerful. I could do a whole other seminar on just I am. But we want to focus on catching ourselves when we're saying things like, I'm dumb. I am so stupid. I am so lazy. I am so tired. I am so old. Because the energy we put behind I am are very important. So you want to make sure you're saying good I am statements throughout your day. And if you catch yourself in a negative one, catch yourself, be like, nope, not going to do that, and flip it to a positive I am statement. Or maybe that was a dumb thing I did, but I am not done. Like the other day, I had my afternoon, I drink this perk drink, and it's like this, it's so yummy. Anyways, I have it every afternoon, gives me a little energy. And I had it sitting there on the counter, and I turned, and my elbow hit it, and it went everywhere. I had it all over the fronts of my cabinets, all over the floor. I broke my favorite mug. And it was just like, oh my goodness. But I had to like take a minute. I was pretty pissed. I said some choice words I probably shouldn't have. But I said, you know what? Those cabinets needed to be cleaned anyway. This is a really great opportunity for me to scrub my cabinets. And I had to reframe it because I let my vibration drop real fast on that one. And I had to give myself a little time out, forgive myself for doing an idiotic thing and spilling it, because if that were, I'm glad it was me, not one of my kids, it would have been a different thing. But I like forgave myself in that moment, and I chose to reframe it to be something that could be positive. So we have these moments throughout our day, all day, where we can let ourselves slide into negative energy, and that can rule us. Or we can choose to take the higher road and, okay, what can I be grateful for in this? Like, I just spilled chocolate drink all over my freaking white cabinets. How can I choose to reframe this and maybe think of it a little bit different? And it's okay to say the choice word. It's fine. We're going to have those moments where we're going to be human. But we can choose how we move forward and how we change that for ourselves. Okay, so let's get quiet. And my favorite part, we'll do this is the quick little connection tool that I use every day in my meditation. And I get really quiet when I do this. So we'll go ahead and take a deep breath and close our eyes. And when you breathe in fully, hold it, and exhale out. And it's almost like you're going down a slide. Just letting you get a little bit deeper with each breath. And if you make noise, that's okay. Once you get quiet, you're going to have thoughts. That's okay. Just let them pop in. And then just gently excuse them. Just focus on your breathing. Getting deeper and more relaxed. Now I want you to imagine maybe 100 feet up or so, an opening in the sky. You can imagine a door. The door is always open, but maybe you need to open it. And this golden light, this most beautiful, healing, heavenly light floods down through you, almost like a portal from this window in the door above. And that flows into your crown chakra. This is that area right here on your head. And this is your connection to heaven, to light, to peace. This is where you receive ideas, inspiration, information. You're going to open it up. We're going to ask that any negative, any stuck energy there be cleared so that we're open to receive. Just breathe into that area and allow that golden light to be there and to clear and to allow that beautiful light to now flow into your third eye chakra, which is right here, right between your eyes. And this is your intuition. This is where you see the beautiful things for you in this life. This is where your spiritual gifts that we're all given can be awakened. And allow the energy to clear. Clear any negative energy, any blocks, anything that's stuck. And allow this beautiful heavenly energy to flow through your third eye. Clearing it, allowing it to shine and to be wide open. And then to your ears, I always like to clean my ears so that I can listen with love. And then into my mouth, clearing my mouth and my energy around my mouth, that I can always speak words of love and goodness and kindness. And into my throat chakra. This is your truth center. Sometimes when you have sore throats or any rawness there, it's because you're not speaking your truth. You're not speaking and acting in your highest interest and your higher self. So we clear that, clearing out your throat chakra, allowing it to be open, that you can receive and feel into your truth. And you can be in alignment with your highest self, the highest version of yourself. And we move into your heart chakra, which is right here in your chest area. We open that up, that we will allow love to guide us in all that we do. That we will allow ourselves to be loved and to remind ourselves that we are already worthy of love and allowing love to flow to us. As we love others, we love ourselves. And we accept this love into our lives. We clear all blocks keeping us from love. Love of ourselves, love of others, love of those who may be different than us. We open that up, that we are open to love and be guided by love in all of our choices throughout our day. Now we move to our solar plexus. So it's just right here above your belly button. For our short books, it's not very big. And we open it up. And this is your power center. This is your sense of trusting yourself and standing in your own power, in your own light. And we clear it, letting go of any doubts, any fears, any inability we have to trust ourselves and to trust our instincts and to trust our own inner guidance. We clear that out and allowing this beautiful golden light to flow through these centers, clearing them and allowing them to be wide open. And then we now move down to our sacral chakra. This is our creative center. This is where we create. This is where we have our divine feminine energy. We open that up and we allow ourselves to create and to have creative energies flow throughout us. And then moving back to the back of us, to our root chakra, which is just at the base of your spine. And we open that up. This is where we have safety and security and abundance. We open this up so that we will feel safe, we will feel secure, that we can have abundance in all forms flow to us easily and effortlessly as we are connected with this beautiful energy of light and healing, clearing out any negative energy that we've attracted or held on to, letting it all go. We let it flow down through our legs and into our feet, letting it float into the earth and away from us, encompassing us in this beautiful golden light. This light of love, joy, of peace, of healing. And if you'd like, you can expand this energy to those around you, to your family, and to your loved ones, blessing them with the same peace, the same love, the same joy. And in this space, feel into what you'd like to create for yourself instead. Think within your heart what you would like for this day to hold for you. Maybe you need to have a conversation with somebody you want it to go well. Maybe there's someone you need to connect with. Maybe there's something that you've been putting off that you've been scared to do that you need to do. Ask for that courage to make that first step in the right direction. Just feel into this energy. This is your connection. You are connected. You are cleared. All the negativity that's been pulling you and being stuck within your body, you let it all go. You breathe in this peace, this joy, this healing, this golden light of love. Breathe it in. You are loved. And so be it. It is done. And we stay in this energy throughout our day. We open up our eyes and we welcome you back. And let this peace fill your day. I hope that served you and that I always feel so good after I do that. It just feels so good just to kind of do a clearing of all that energy, because a lot of illness comes when we have these energies stuck within our body. So we can do that daily clearing. It's kind of like taking some vitamins and clearing us out and keeping us in alignment with our highest selves. So tomorrow is another big day. Tomorrow we're going to talk about blocks and how these blocks are keeping us. These labels and these boxes we put ourselves into and these lies that are within us on a subconscious level, and how we can work to clear and deprogram them from our minds so that we can move forward more fully in our lives. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Have a great best rest of the day. We'll see ya.